serious business from these coaches.
Hey, look, they got to be digesting all of that information as fast as possible because you don't have a long time to convey it to the team, right? So you need to be looking at those early stages. I think they'll be focused in now much more than maybe in about 5 minutes. Then they'll come back into it a little bit later in the game. But these early game negotiations with the lobby are going to be pretty important. So I think, fair enough that they're locked in. It's almost like they're trying to take this seriously, Duke.
Which, now that I think about it,
kind of cringe, actually.
Kind of wild. I mean, now that I think about it, like pretty much in every sport, anytime you look at a coach, you don't look too happy, right? No matter what's going on here.
Hey, if you're pleased with your team, you're not thinking about it right.
Yeah, it's right. That's right. Whoa. Could have won by more points. And look at this. UZZ. He's on a horse.
We have no mic start.
Idiot.
And
he's out of it.
Mic start.
Real high jumps on that guy,
Yeah.
That's powerful. Back legs there. We'll need to consult Neptura to see if that's a reasonable amount of height for a horse to jump,
She is our equestrian expert on the panel.
Very much so.
Take a look at Alpha 7 though. Alpha 7 love El Pozo. This is their drop spot. They know this whole city like the back of their hand. So for them to be able to make it up here nice and safe and sound is going to be a great sign for our PMGC champions here. As far as teams that are not in this zone just yet, we got Nongshim Red Force, who just won 2 chicken dinners. They're all the way down south in Minas. You have Vitality in Los Leones, S2G, and Hustler Crew still trying to get into this circle.
Up on that north side, Hustler Crew and S2G going to have to try and negotiate around water treatment. La Cobraria as well, potentially. Going through the Creative Fields area is going to be very, very difficult with where Horror sits, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see Hustler Crew try and swing wide out over the north. It's past La Cobraria, past the west side of Creative Fields and try and find a way in that way. Either that or get much closer to San Martin, but I just don't think that you can move freely on the north side of this circle by going straight past Creative Fields. I just don't think it's going to work out well, and I think that they may have read that.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to find themselves their best spot possible. But looks like we do have a fight. And it's going to be Slownik battling it out with TT Project. Going to go for a little 1v2 action here. Pulls a pin, fakes it, jump shots. Oh, he's got to watch out for that S12K. Yeah, back it on up. Now getting hit by that. He's going to have to find some cheeky angles here. Oh, the jump shot ends up catching it. But here come the rest of the Wolves. Are they going to be able to save their teammate? Looks like they might have just done so and just in time.
And now in comes back to hold the angle, get the flush as well. Slonic is very, very low though, Jukes. They do need to get it picked back up right now if they want to try and make this one work. Neos is still on the top floor. Slonic is bleeding. He's bleeding out, and down he goes. And down goes Neos. He's dropping down for the fight, but it's not going to go well. Necessary does what is needed. And FPS steps forward to try and challenge it yet again, but he's the last stand for TT Project. This is going to be the Wolves all day. TT Project, take a tumble.
Oh man, and what a play for the Wolves here. Our NA representatives getting that fight done, and they are in elimination range. They are all the way at the bottom 3 here, so with that fight, it does push them up a little bit. Hopefully to try to at least make the survival stage and extend their tournament life just a little bit longer. But it looks like we may just have a true El Pozo circle here. Now we're going to look at Vitality getting some shots downrange as well.
Getting stuck in as and needed. Ooh, 2 of them are down though, and it's up to Federales and Axel to try and hold off against ETSH. Against Etch, that's a good start. Leveling the playing field now on the numbers. Fajita being as isolated from the rest of the players as he is going to make it a little bit easier to get these reses, but Razak may just be a bit of a goner here, Jukes. He is very far afield. Axel launching the nades, a volley sent from the backlines as well as Federales has one looping over the top. Razy likely going to get picked back up. That's that nade. As it comes on in, Fajita actually not stopping off to go for the flush. Instead, wants to bolster the position for Etch.
Fajita is sizzling right now. He's going to have to make a play all by himself because these nades are really starting to hurt. Federales is just on point with them. There's another air burst, and that picked him off a little bit. He does get the heal off, but that that is ETSH out of there. Vitality. Man, these guys are just getting eliminations like crazy in the early game.
hitting those nades like 5 big booms for Vitality. They are doing bits over on the south side, but they do need to get a move on. No one really too close enough to cause any worry for them in terms of third parties. They are outside the circle. They're going to have to push up north, past Montenuevo, and try and find where they can slot on in. In the meantime, I'm taking a look at the rest of this lobby, and Hustler Crew did, in fact, go for that wide north rotate. S2G didn't. They sent in and then out south of Crater Fields, and have kept all 4 of their players alive. So I didn't expect them to be able to do something like that with Horror taking up that high ground, but seems like they made it work. E-Arena got to follow on that north side behind Hustler Crew.
Yes.
So potential for the northwest side of El Pozo to get pretty crammed in.
Yeah, you can see E-Arena just creeping into that top of that circle here. Alpha 7 dead center of this zone. You got Tianba there down south, and we're going to see some crates start to fly in this Miramar match.
So because
of the playing path, we didn't see any crazy hot drops. The zone does center on up, so that early rotation from Alpha 7 really paying off here. So take a look at the top players so far. Axel on top, and then no surprise, 2 players from E-Arena following him.
I mean, yeah, it's still just got to be these 2 teams on these top player cards. It was kind of nutty with the amount that E-Arena were able to do in that first game, and the amount that since then Vitality have been able to rack on. It's been pretty beautiful stuff. Godlike on the east side losing a player there. Back over to the map. Vitality still making their way in from that south side. Those fields that are overlooked by Eda's position now going to make it pretty tricky. Okay. I kind of like this approach. Chops out with the parachute. Jumps on top of the mesa. Okay. Looking pretty stylish with the stunts there.
That's how you get it done. The question is how is he going to get down?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's the problem. So we got STG, and they said, you know what? We don't have to worry about getting down. We're getting into this building here. And now they're looking for some angles onto Alpha 7. So this fight starting to ring out, which is a little bit wild. I mean, they are in center of zone. It would pay off for these teams to kind of just hold their position and then wait to fight until the end. With Zhao kind of out of position here, it is going to make things a little bit spicy.
Yeah, with Dopeness sort of cutting through the middle of that position, it's going to make things hard. S2G are going to start to get angles on it too once they figure out how to park a car in their little garage there. And there's that nade. That's what you're worried about. That's exactly what you're talking about. And Zhao goes down. Alpha 7 allowed too many noisy neighbors. They didn't put in the complaints early enough, and now they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything about it, like you mentioned. Looking at Revo here, trying to do something, though. He's looking at those 3 peaks, just trying to get a little bit more intel. I won't be surprised if we don't even see a fight here happen at all. I mean, this is still dead central zone. I think right now it's just about getting information, just making sure no team just randomly pushes up into it. Now, the fights that could definitely ring on out are there on the south side. You got Vitality, Tianba, Wolves, Mighty close to each other. But meanwhile, in El Pozo, we're going to see just a lot of teams just taking little pop shots, trying to knock down a little bit of armor.
I like what EDA are doing on the eastern side of this circle, right? They have that super duper high ground that overlooks those El Pozo fields. They're going to have a lot of angles to try and make that one work. And I like what Rita has done here. Moved down. They know that they're not under threat from their east side anymore, which means that they can, well, almost certainly not under threat from their east side. Not technically guaranteed, but certainly a little bit assuaged. But moving Rita out, I really like that. Gives them a foothold to move down because they're very likely going to have to leave this high ground. So they can start to scout out the angles that they can crash towards in those fields out on the east side. So hopefully we're going to see a Turkish team have a good game here.
Yeah, the zone definitely goes to them. Oh, and it kind of does. I mean, it still has some of that play in for them. So this could be a huge opportunity for them to get some points. If that next circle definitely hard shifts onto the east side, they're going to get a crazy game because that open field is disgusting. Like, if you just try to take one of those little hay bale areas, you're committing to that for the rest of the game. But now we're going to see Vitality, Team Vitality getting into it with Tianba. This is a huge fight.
I mean, Tianba not really getting into it at all, actually, sending straight across the open field. Okay, Vitality and Ida both actually vying for the warehouses on the south side of the field. Ida committing there. Tianba trying to get across out in the open, losing another player. And now, I mean, Ida crunching in Vitality. It might just be working out beautifully for them. It's going to send Vitality away. deny them access to the eastern portions of this circle.
See on the west side, we're looking at E Arena and Nongshim Red Force. Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Schwepp scatching XCY. Gonna be looking for some more players here. Hyunbin mighty close. He heard that pin get pulled and he said, let me time to back it on up. This is a very difficult area to nade. You have to throw it literally in the perfect position if you want to get it on. And now Tizzy from across the way, putting a little bit of pressure. Gonna go ahead and get his teammate back up.
मैं लेट हो
And it
गया
definitely
भाई
looks like this fight's going to ring out all the way to its bitter
मेरे
end
को वापस
here.
से OBS का सेटिंग करना पड़ा इसलिए
Because
मैं
this
लेट हो
zone
गया
is
भाई
not kind to either of these
वरना
teams.
लेट
And
नहीं
yeah,
होता
E
था
Arena is just trying to find some room to work with.
Trying to roll on up to the back lines, take that 2
Oh,
versus 2
bhai.
fight. And it's going 1 for 1, but they
Oh,
hit
bhai,
the drop
knock,
shots.
knock, knock.
It is brutal. And Nongshim Red Force
zone है
serve a lesson straight on up to half of
Ek knock
E-Arena,
pada hua hai
and the
log.
other half is nowhere to be seen. Big nade in as well across the
karenge
way.
bhai log.
That flush comes through. We're on stage 4 here, which means the zone is survivable, but you don't want to be staying in there too long. Another nade goes a little bit longer, and Hyunbin wants to load one more into the old arm cannon.
Ernie K
Bhai,
trying to make a
कौन से
play
खेल रहे
here. Putting some shots onto Tizzy while he's in the blue zone. And you are right, man. We saw E Arena go crazy in Rondo. And
Oh, that would have been so good.
yeah, since then, things have been a little bit difficult for the Thai squad.
कौन से फोन से खेल रहे
Ernie
हैं भाई
K's got that nade, though.
Kौन
This
se
could be
nade?
dangerous if he hits it. Doesn't quite get the mark. And now Nongshim Red Force are getting their whole squad together. This is not good on the side of E Arena.
Yeah, they didn't manage to win that fight out on the east side. I mean, it was a little bit of a gamble, but probably a necessary one. Unfortunately, this time around, it did not go their way. And Nongshim Red Force are looking pretty stalwart in their hold. So easy. Moving across through those smokes, waits for the nade, darts past it, and they are just moving across. Vitality, in the meantime, though, have moved up. And this is going to make things tricky. Crazy wants to unleash, but it's Tizzy who goes down to Federales, and the Arena are going to strike immediately, snapping the points where they can, but no, not going to happen.
What?
All of them go to Vitality.
That's crazy. Somehow wasn't able to steal that elimination. Just looks like he may have just shot him down to half an HP and it ticked him on down. Unfortunate. Schwepp's getting that knock, though. He's looking to get that confirmation. Ooh, he's forced around the open. He's got no coverage. He's shimmying. He's moving back and forth. Jumping down. And Hyunbin is right there to catch him. But Young on Galacticos were ready for both these teams.
3 points earned for Nongshim. And that is going to put them up in 4th, keep them nice and happy, to be fair. They're still quite far ahead of Alpha 7 in that 5th place position, but it's not quite another chicken dinner, which they're probably hoping for. Not going to happen this time around. All of that fight was exacerbated by the earlier engagement, the earlier descent we saw from Ida from that high ground, pushing Vitality further west. If that hadn't happened, I feel like Nongshim had a fair crack at that.
Yeah, you're right, and it goes so crazy how just the tiniest little movement in the lobby can just destroy your squad and honestly destroy this whole lobby, because it is Team Vitality that gets 8 more points. 67 total, and we are not done with match number 5.
There's still more to go. If you could believe
There's another game.
There's a whole...
ये क्या हो रहा है भाई इतना लैग क्यों हो रहा है भाई मेरा पीसी क्या हुआ यार माउस को स्टॉप क्या हो गया यहाँ पे क्या क्या कैंसिल कर दिया भाई मैंने स्ट्रीम भी कैंसिल कर दिया मैंने ये भी आपको दिखेगा क्या सब ये भी आपको दिखेगा कितने जन देख रहे क्या नहीं ये भी देखेंगे क्या आप सब इसके लिए मेरे को कुछ सेटिंग करना पड़ेगा भाई कि आप लोग ना देख सकते हो ये सब फटक से हटा देता हूँ भाई क्या कर रहे भाई का देखते कितना आइडा था भाई
अलग-अलग चले गए बे एक ही बंदा पहुंच पाया वहां तक
shots. Maybe he doesn't quite have the angle. No, Emre didn't want to take the shot certainly.
प्लान अच्छा था अगर टीएनबा की रिच में अगर चारों पहुंचते तो अच्छा था बट बाकी
what are we getting a replay of?
एक-एक करके अलग-अलग फैल गए
And
boom! That's what I'm talking about.
Damn.
Love to see some sniper action anytime in this game. And when it comes to Miramar, that's the chance we get to really see it. So
Rega hai jara,
we see
Rega ko
the
kyun
big
tod rahe ho
guns getting whipped out here.
all in your way. I don't hold any hope that they're going to be able to make this run, but maybe they'll be able to sneak one player, maybe even two through, but even then, that is a too tall of an order for them, and they fall down. Alpha 7, they are down to 2 players despite starting here and really haven't had the best of luck on this game with only the 1 elimination. We're going out to the open field now, Jude.
Dude, this is ridiculous. This day,
Now-
when it
now
comes to
team hai
circles,
aur
has just been
abhi
the
bhi 19
most
bache hue bhai.
toxic, ridiculous zones in one day I've seen. His zone is just
gaya,
been brutal.
gaya.
Now we're going to see a Rebel get taken out by Smile. This is Young on Galacticos. These are 2 championship teams battling it out, and Young on Galacticos are going to eliminate Alpha 7, and that's brutal for them considering that were right below them on the leaderboard. So now Yangon moves into 5th place.
Yeah, they've taken that mantle now, and they are winning on that tiebreaker. They are in that 5th place spot. In the meantime, Tiamba getting rolled up on by some of Aura, but it's not going well. QZZ holding his nerve. Beautifully done, but I think, yeah, it's just going to be too much of a brunt to bear. And they will go out of it. Able to do a lot of damage, but it wasn't quite enough in the end. And Aura now looking to piece themselves fully back together. In the meantime, Vitality, 10 eliminations. They're the Southside Commanders.
And we see Razy get another huge shot with the 50 cal. So the snipes are coming out. Team Vitality is just dominating right now.
11 eliminations, up to a 70-point total with another match still to play. Placements have only just started kicking in as well. Jukes, we're on 8 teams remaining. A lot of hangers on here, trying to keep themselves right to the edge of El Pozo, but this is about to go off like, as you like to say, the 4th of July.
Yeah, let's get this party started, baby. As we see the Wolves holding it on and trying to get themselves further away from that bottom 3. It's just these Elementrix and Necessary now. Throwing those nades. Oh, just a little bit out of range of Young on Galacticos. And meanwhile, we got Dopeness up top here. Racy with another shot off the Smile. This guy's going crazy.
It's big boom after big boom. What can you say? And the nades coming on through now for this El Pozo scrap. Dopeness trying to charge out in the open, but they're getting cut through all the sidelines. In the meantime, Godlike, who have been a little bit quiet, they're now on the north side of things and probably in one of the better spots in terms of the El Pozo teams. Horror really can't step up to them. It's only going to be Vitality across the way that might be able to play spoiler to it, but it's still just getting hotter and more pressure is building inside these buildings.
Yeah, and this battle just keeps on ringing out here as we're going to see Dopeness just holding the outside. S2G putting some shots onto Godlike as well. And they, I mean, S2G are just holding this warehouse. It's such a dominant position for them. Look at this. Godlike with the M249. Oh, that hurt though. Yeah, time to heal up.
Okay, humbled a little bit there for Salmate. Has to stay alive. In the meantime, they are looking for those revives. Dopeness on their last legs here, wanting to try and make it work. 2 players alive. S2G looking to fight towards the outside now. Back, but in steps Hamzy to take up the mantle of that duel and will be able to win it out. The rest of Dopeness soon to go down. Solkate does get knocked in the process. As Vitality take a player as well from that. Up to 14 eliminations for Vitality, by the way, as Yangon Galacticos sailing down the cliffs, but I think they're under pressure. Vitality on 14 eliminations. Jukes, I said it before. I didn't even believe myself when I said it.
This is unreal. I mean, Razy has been just having his way with this lobby from across the map. While we're watching this fight, Razy is just going nuts. I mean, knock after knock after knock. I'd love to see his POV here because he is dominating right now. Meanwhile, I mean, this is just, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're stuck.
There's nowhere for them to go. S2G trying to extract as much value as
भाई, वही
possible.
mouse है
They've
मेरे
got
पास।
5 limbs. Down out Godlike go, by the way,
mouse
into
है।
that horror position that we saw before. But a lot of their
लिया
players
नहीं
are
मैंने
suffering.
अभी तक
2
नया
of them
mouse
now
नहीं
have
लिया।
fallen. It's all up to Salme on
अभी
the
लग
up
रहा है
angle
anti-virus
here,
को
on that
डालना
high
पड़ेगा
ground.
भाई।
He's not in the next zone, but he's got a nade. And he's going to send it forwards, takes down his own teammate, denying the point.
mouse है मेरे पास, मैंने
Vitality
mouse change
want to watch
नहीं
this
किया
one
अभी तक।
drop, and Federalis
Mouse
wants to get
change करना है
closer,
मेरे को।
wants to be in with that
और
opportunity.
anti-virus भी डालना है
S2G
भाई।
join the jump.
Here we go. Now we're seeing it from Vitality's perspective. They've got so much sightlines here, but these teams are just battling their way to find any sort of
भाई, एक जन
coverage.
ही बाकी है भाई।
And you're going to have to hit the deck because Vitality are going to be soaking up
Smoke करना
tons
भाई।
of eliminations here. Razy with 7, all on his lonesome. And these hay bales are just paying dividends for this team.
Nobody's really able to challenge them out in the open. I mean, maybe Yangon Galacticos, if things start to conclude, could dash straight towards Federalis on this angle here. Maybe get in with a chance of doing it, but that's kind of the only way I see this not going to Vitality. It was 88 points on that 5th place bubble yesterday for 5th place. They're within striking distance of that right now.
And that nade, oh, that one is much too close for comfort. I like the fact that Wolves are throwing down these smokes just to try and make it a little bit more difficult for this light support to hit these nades. That one looks too good though. And Necessary is out. Elementrix is pinned between that vehicle and hay bale, so that's a perfect spot for both these players to survive just a little bit longer. Every point counts when it comes to Wolves.
Yangon Galacticos will go down entirely. Vitality up to 17 eliminations now. Horror on 11 themselves on this game. And there is just no way that they don't win this one. Surely. Oh, the fire. Doing things tough. That nade over the top bounces back just incorrectly there. Necessary does get a heal off, but the nade to follow it up, and Axel to follow it through as well. The fact that Wolves are still alive with both of their players right now is kind of crazy. And Horror now have to make that mad dash. I don't know how much more they've got left, but they get another burn on.
Well, here comes Team Vitality looking to take this chicken dinner, and it's Razy. He's got the angles. He's got the Molotov. Burn, baby, burn. He throws it. Oh, starts getting some shots on himself, though. Now hits the deck. But with this utility usage, Vitality are just dominating this lobby.
Razy still has nades to play with as well. Sends that Molotov forwards, finds Sleepy with the explosion. Razy wants a little bit more. Just Sky now there, as well as Necessary out in the open field. Axel joining it for the 1-2 punch. Razy goes down. And Sky stays alive now with a chance against Axel in a 1 versus 1. Necessary could backstab. There's Razy getting flushed away. A little bit of danger now. He's going to stay at their doorstep as Sky step forward.
Oh,
Swipe. It is traded, but 2 players now, and Necessary could do it.
Necessary's got to make a play here for this team. Got to keep them alive. Got to get them at least to the survival stage. Oh, the angles though are just too good from Razak, and it's Team Vitality getting a huge, massive win.
19 eliminations coming through from Vitality. It's absolutely insane, right? Okay, sure, we saw something pretty crazy earlier on, fine. But this on Miramar, on that map from Vitality's position, to be able to get that done is miraculous. This is a team that I think has already, on match 5, qualified in the top 5.
Oh, I mean, that's a fact. These guys could not show up tomorrow, and we'll still see them in the finals. At this point, it's just a victory lap when it comes to Team Vitality. And look at that no reaction. These guys are just too cool for school at this point. It's just like, hey, you know what? Another day at the office.
And you know, when you're a giant striding amongst the pigeons, do you look at the birds? No, you got your eyes on the horizon. And you're stepping towards those finals. That is what Team Vitality are looking to do. That is so impressive. We talked about consistency from this roster from the start of the day all the way through and all the way to the end. They've got so much punch.
Oh man, what a game. You can see all these other players right now looking down at the stage, and you can see them just kind of talking to each other, being like, what do we do for this next Miramar? Last game of the day, how do we do this? And I'm looking at Team Vitality, and they're just like, hey, what kind of croissants are we going to get here at this point, right? Because, I mean, we're good.
Hey, you can't be saying it like that. We're in Paris.
Predator Energy, हर सिप में एनर्जी का जोर है.
स्नैक भाई का देखते भाई, स्नैक भाई क्या कर रहे हैं।
तभी तो गली गली में रूल है।
स्नैक भाई
देखिए,
मचा
अपने
रहे
साइड
भाई
से
सिर्फ।
जोन पहले आ रहा था,
स्नैक
S2G
भाई
के साइड से थोड़ा बाद में आया।
लाइव देखो भाई,
बट यही है कि क्या अपन पावर के पास, सॉरी
5 जन
सौम्य के
देख
पास
रहे
शायद
भाई।
पे गाड़ी देके आके कवर में रोक सकते थे
स्नैक
और
भाई का
S2G
अलग
और
ही है यार।
घोड़ा की फाइट का वेट करना चाहिए था। टाइमिंग पकड़ के तब मारते तो शायद बेटर हो जाता गेम, बट फिर भी टॉप 5 लेके आया सौम्य। क्या लग रहा तुमको, क्या लग रहा? थोड़ा टाइमिंग ऊपर नीचे।
स्नैक भाई के साथ अपना भी लाइव आए यार,
तुमको
पब्लिक
क्या
लोग
लग
तो
रहा?
मजा आ जाएगा। और ऐसा दूसरा का देखना अलाउड है क्या?
पावर गलत टाइम नॉक हो गया। पावर के पास गाड़ी थी
अलाउड
भी
है ना
नहीं
भाई,
जाने के
वरना
लिए। एडमिन को वैसे भी आना था
कॉपीराइट
उसको
आएगा
दिखाने
अपने
के
चैनल पे
लिए।
भाई।
उसके नॉक को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते, वो किल लेने के लिए वहां पे रुका तो वो जरूरी भी था।
जोकर
किल
भाई
पॉइंट
क्या
चाहिए
कर रहे
थे।
हैं? जोकर
वो
भाई
DNE और S2G की फाइट हो रही थी, वहां पे किल्स निकालने थे। नॉक हो गया, अब वो थोड़ा अनलकी भी हो गया।
जोकर भाई,
बट
जोनाथन
एडमिन
भाई
को
नहीं
उसको
आते
बिठाने
यार
आना ही
कभी लाइव।
डॉक्टर हाथी आ जाएंगे तो 200 कभी हीरा बनते।
कहाँ गया, कहाँ गया?
Done with this, so give me a second.
What's up, everybody? It's Jukes. We're here backstage at the Esports World Cup here in Paris, and while watching all these players get all their media shots done, just give me a little quick little behind the scenes of what we got going on here, right? So you can see these different stages here. The production value of this is absolutely wild. We got some of the boys here as well from Nigma Galaxy. What up? How y'all doing?
It's great. Organization is great. Everything is perfect, you know. As always, EWC on top.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, we'll see more of these guys in here in a little bit as we go and take a look at some of the player photos that we're doing. Look at that. Look at that right there. So sick.
Perfecto. Perfecto. Do I look bonita? I feel bonita. Thank you. Okay, now let's get to it. So, first things first, once our lovely players get their hair and makeup done, we start taking them towards hero shots, we start taking them towards like content ideas and such. And this is only the first stop. So, at the moment behind me is one of the teams and they're doing their hero shots. So, there's two kinds of hero shots and they usually do either solo shots or they go for group shots together as a team. And of course, none of this would be possible without our lovely sponsor, Sony, for providing us all the incredible cameras that we're using at the moment to give you the best quality pictures of our lovely players. Now, this is only one of our stops for the day, so okay, that was a little bit more difficult. I don't know how they're getting the players up here to shoot these pieces of content, but hey, this is another one of the segments that we have here for Media Day, and now I don't want to get down. I have a slight fear of heights, so just hold on, give me a second.
सारा इंडिया DIFDO से शॉप कर रहा है, यानी डिजिटल इंडिया सेल के क्रेजी ऑफर से लोग खुशी से डिस्को कर रहे हैं। कोई डिस्काउंट का डांस कर रहा है तो कोई फ्लैट 50% ऑफ का।
कहाँ का देख रहे भाई? नौ हजार जन देख रहे भाई को।
Anyways, to the next one.
Now we're gonna go on over to the next set and look at this. Let's get a little sneak peek behind the scenes of what's going on over here. Look at this. Look at these guys. They're getting ready. They're locking in. We're gonna go ahead and see how this interview works, and we'll get back right to you. That's it for now. So why don't we go ahead and take it back on over to the studio, and we'll talk some more about EWC.
है कि नहीं आज YouTube पे लाइव?
Vitality just putting up a clinic here today. It was eerie at the start, but Vitality has been performing so well. Don't forget that you can join the Fan Zone experience. It's open through August 11th through the 16th. You can check out all the awesome collaborations that we have with Naruto, with Spider-Man, and you can also earn some rewards. Make sure you log into PUBG Mobile and get some exclusive rewards. But Max, Vitality, my goodness, they just look like a boa constrictor that just kept squeezing and squeezing and squeezing.
Look, me and Kalaris were talking about this game literally from start to finish. We're like, okay, well, this game, you know, Vitality just stay in the warehouse. We're going to be super chill. It was the warehouse by the end. And they decide to just send it to the west side like, no, this is getting a bit boring. How about we get like almost 10 eliminations, then go back to the field finish. But looking at the overall stats from these players for the entire day, an average of over 4 eliminations for the day, then almost 3 for Razy, Razak, and Federales. Insane numbers for literally the entirety of Vitality.
It's consistency to a T. I mean, they're doing very, very well right now. I feel like I've been talking about Vitality all day today. I'm not their biggest fan or something like that. But realistically, they're playing well and they're having fun with it. And they get to the point where they can have fun with it because it's feeling like it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 with where they are playing. But this is incredibly greedy. We have to just quickly take a little look at that. I do like it, but you can be greedy if you are the dragon of the lobby, which they are.
Exactly, and with that said, I mean, with this team, you were saying it's going to be hard to get them off the top 5. The cutoff for Group A was 88 points, Neptura. Right now, it looks like, depending on what happens next match, actually, we need to see the overall too at some point, because they might have even already hit that, or they're about to hit that as well.
No, I think they might have already hit that, which would be absolutely insane. And you know what a great team to actually have that happen too, right? Because we have seen them be so consistent throughout today. We have seen them just take control of everything all the way from the western side down to the southwestern side, clearing teams left and right, pushing Ida out of their compound, which I think should have never happened.
Look at Ryzen. He's just giving them the lucky high five.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
He gave him the dap up as we see Hora Esports getting 13 eliminations as well in the last game. And a big one too is going to be none other than Wolves Esports. Wolves Esports was in 15th place coming up before this match with 13 points. That's going to be pushing him up. And keep in mind, you want to be outside of those bottom 3.
No, it's very true. Wolves were able to just, get as much points as they needed to, just keep that momentum going or move up onto the last match. But I want to talk about Hora here because this dip is actually incredible for them because you've got the back end of you right there is completely covered. Nobody can see you in there. In fact, when we saw, I think it was 721 GS move in, it was a complete surprise that they were even there. Out in front of you, it's too open. The only place a team can go is within nade range. So actually that was a fantastic dip for Hora to be in, and they were able to get 3rd place because of it with quite a few elims.
That's right. That's very correct. I mean, it's a great position to play as well. I think a lot of teams tried to pick this place up. Tiamba, though, they're kind of disappointing me right now. I think Tiamba has a lot left in them. They originally had this spot quite early on, but were evicted fairly quickly now. They played fairly decently over at PMWC, and I think they had some really pop-off moments. I mean, QZZ was looking fantastic, but where is that now? Tiamba has been down on the tables for a long, long time at this point. That's got to change. We've got one more chance to see it through. I hope it happens, Max.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really nice. Come on, to see some Chinese domination here. I mean, QZZ had a really good moment, right, from PMWC going into this one too. But
that's what I said.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just stealing your point.
I'm leaving the desk now.
That's why I don't want you on the desk. Otherwise, he's too good on the desk, guys. It's a big issue. There you go. Your game MVP is going to be Razy from Razy and Razak, also known as Ray Ray. That's why I call them.
Yeah, we should get that changed. We actually need to get a new MVP card for Ray Ray.
Just Ray Ray.
My boy Ray Ray.
By the way, Racy was able to make that push up. It ended up backfiring because he ended up getting knocked. But you can see that was going up to par with what you're saying, the greediness. And with this squad, if they're going to continue to perform like that, I see that greediness getting worse and worse and worse, which is going to make it even more scary for some of the other squads that are outside of the top 5.
There are some games as well where that greed comes back into play. But my boy Ray Ray. Okay, sometimes you got to lay one of the Rays down. All right. That's the way it's got to be. Actually, Erangel game 3, I believe it was, they greeted a res. It was Razy. Axel had gone in, Razak had gone down, and Razy was like, my boy. And he went back for him. So it's greed in other areas as well. And I think Vitality, what I've loved about them there is that maturity, that ability to be like, we can't take this 2-2 split. I don't want to let it go to their heads. I love that they're down there. They're smiling, right? You know, they're dapping each other up. That's great. But let's bring back what we saw from game 1 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, actually, looking back real quick at this game in particular, and I want to know if you would agree or not with this, Blank. Okay. Looking back at how they played in PMWC Season 1, right, which was a tough tournament for Bigatron, this looks like a completely different team. So confident, the synergies up there. Yeah. Of course, a bit greedy as time, which is what you just said, but this does not feel like BTR we had earlier this year.
Well, it's not a horrible overcorrection.
Group of death.
Group of death.
No, sorry, I'm just looking at the contradictions here between people on the Twitch chat, because one of them said, this group is not strong. The next one was like, this is the group of death. Make up your mind, chat. Which one is it gonna be?
But look, the thing is, it's not. It isn't the group of death, right?
Oh my God!
They got it exactly.
Yeah, they've got 88 exactly. They're not. This is not the group of death. It has a selection of ridiculously strong teams at the top. When we say group of death, we mean it's very even across the board, which Group A was. It was very hard. We had different teams stepping up all the time there. Here, it's quite obviously not the group of death because now the same teams time and time again perform well. I would say it's the more unfortunate group that you have Team Vitality, Aura, as well as E-Arena all in it at the same time.
Yeah, the sponge of points is something that we're just going to continue to keep in mind here, especially from the top 3 teams. You can see there between top 3 in 6th place, already 27 points difference, which is going to allow for some of those teams to have even more freedom later on, especially tomorrow.
I mean, for Yangon Galacticos Neptura, they're currently in 5th place right now, tied up at 30. For the defending champions, do you think they can stay in that top 5?
I think actually they can. I really like how they've been playing today. I didn't have that many expectations for them going into today, to be honest.
Okay.
You know, we just haven't. They won last year, and we
great.
haven't seen much from them since. But this is a really nice team that's able to actually compete very well against everybody else, and I'm very excited for what they got both today and tomorrow.
It is you, Shiva. Yeah, great points, by the way. Sorry, I got sidetracked here.
This guy does
as
not
I was able to find Shiva from Esports Rejects. I wish we were able to come along at a different time because you guys did end up getting eliminated from PMWC at EWC 26. But anything, first of all, how are you enjoying Paris outside of, getting eliminated?
I'm enjoying Paris. Like, Paris is probably one of the best places I've ever visited. I really love it here, and the venue here is crazy. I've never thought of something like this in my life.
Is this guy trying to steal John Allen's quote?
I know. That voice, brother. Hey, if being a player never ends up working out, you can definitely might be looking at something with us working maybe here. But what have you learned from PMWC that you can take on later into the year, right? Because we still got PMGO Season 2. We still got PMGC. Have you learned anything that you can take into those upcoming events?
I think the biggest thing that we have learned is like to be a bit more aggressive, because I think not being aggressive, you stuck yourself in one spot, and teams takes advantage over that. Where you allow them to get space, and if you don't do that, I think, yeah, like I said, like I think if you don't give the other team space, like BTR now, they don't allow any team to come close to them, and that's why they have rocked up 61 kills. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Honestly, with the way that some of these teams have been performing, it has been scary. Natura, do you have any questions for Chiva from Esports Rejects?
I mean, I want to know, because I was thinking that there was going to be, some big plays coming in from you guys, but we didn't really see that much coming into the end of, the end of the circles, the end of the games that much. Was there like a rotational pattern that was being cut off by other teams, or what went wrong in the mid phase of your games?
I think the biggest problem that we had is that we kept on losing 1 or 2 players on rotations, and that already makes your game even harder. Like you lose almost like 70 or like 50, 25% of your game winning chance. So if I think you have 4 players in game, I think you already have a really good game. So for us is what we need to fix on is try to have all 4 players up on rotations, and also be more coordinated on pushes and holding spots and things like this. That's also a big thing.
Hey, man, ciao. Thank you so much for coming on and just giving us an insight. And I'm hoping we'll get a chance to see you at PMGO Season 2. I'm hoping that we'll get a chance to see you as well at PMGC. You know what? I actually want you to take over my job. I want you to say, John Allen, Hot Jukes, take it away.
John Allen, Hot Jukes, take it away.
Hey, thank you very much, Seven and Shiva over there for that lovely throw. It was great to hear from him, and that is what we talk about so much for tournaments like this, from PMWC, from global level tournaments. Getting that information, getting that practice and knowledge and insight is just so important, and the fact that they're taking that on board so quickly and with such humility as well is beautiful. I love to see it. Let's see him again next year.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, guys, make sure you go follow him on Instagram, Shiva.ios. That's what it's all about here, guys. And we're gonna get into the last match of Miramar here, and just how many points is Team Vitality gonna get? They have 88 points. 88 crazy, insane, are you kidding me? Points in 5 matches. That is over 17 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, 17.6 points per game?
That is correct.
Which is crazy.
Insane.
Like, it's nuts, right? We talk about first place. You're in contest for first place if you're at about a 10-point average.
Yeah.
They're so far ahead of that. They're not even looking in the rearview mirror right now.
Double first place.
It's absolutely insane. You know, 88 points. They are currently at quadruple the scoreline of 10th place.
I don't know. Well, we need to make a whole new word for first place. I don't know. Hyper Omega first place. I don't know what the heck is going on here.
We should rename second place to beat first place, but not Vitality. Don't worry about it.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. This is absolutely insane, folks. That's why
they will be first on their elims alone.
Yeah, you're right. With just eliminations, they would still be in first place. It's literally an unreal performance. That's why we just keep on talking about it. Top players, 2 of them being from Vitality, is not shocking at all. Aura, though, Sky sneaking himself into there. We got a much more tried and true playing path here. El Pozo's going to be still out of range, but at least we're going to see some teams be able to hit that north side.
Oh, these damage numbers are insane. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing E-Arena too much anymore. I imagine that they are going to start to drop off. This is a full slate of damage dealers from Vitality, and they are doing a lot of work for their roster. Playing part on the east side here. Going to leave El Pozo maybe a little bit hard to get towards, but you can drop out up towards the north. Maybe is what Alpha 7 is looking for. Circle fairly chill, centering up west of Picardo. And grab some, on that north side, I was saying Alpha 7 could grab vehicles, head over that north edge. I imagine that's what they're going to look to do here. Watching out for hot drops, but not really going to see too much. We did have a little bit over towards Biodemar at the start of the last match, but that's not going to happen again this time.
Yeah, not going to happen this game. And now we got it seems like a normal game. I don't know why I'm saying that, because we thought the last circle was going to be okay. And it goes to the one open field in that whole side of the map, which is just unbelievable. But no crazy hot drops. So it does look like teams are going to be avoiding it here. They don't want to be dealing with any of those shenanigans, and that's the right play. I mean, guys, this is the last game. You have quite a few squads that have done a ridiculous match here. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some teams just trying to rotate and make the right plays.
Hey, if you're talking about rotating, right, that's something that you could be doing on the lucky spin. Right, that is what you're going to be trying to look for, right? Getting those good rotations. As we all know, spinning is just a term for rotation, which is what it's a beautiful segue. Trust me, I did it. But yeah, make sure you're getting those spins in before they go away to make sure you're getting those skins on board, because they are looking mighty fine. The desk was talking about them earlier. Make sure you're looking those ones down to look as good as these players here.
And they're looking real good. Oh, was that Winchester I just saw?
It was, yeah. I love it.
I like that.
It's my favorite gun sound of the game.
It really is. To me, suppressed M24. It's just, oh, so nice. That, I'm not even going to try it. I actually did try it. Yeah.
Go on, Obscure. Give us the gun sound. Give us the gun sound. Pop a shot. Go on, you know you want to. Pop that lever. Let's go. Oh, he's not for it. What a spoil sport. Alpha 7 currently in 7th place. They did get pushed off that 5th place spot at the end of that last match by Yangon Galacticos, and actually by S2G as well, who now sit ahead of them. But it is still very much all to play for. We were talking about the difference between the teams from the bottom towards the top. It's still, even for Hustler Crew, very possible for them with a big chicken dinner to jump up and pass that 30-point margin, right? They're on 8 points, putting them 22 points behind. That is a 12 elimination game in terms of differences if you're able to get a chicken dinner. So whilst they haven't shown their capability to get that just yet, it is possible. It's within their wheelhouse.
Absolutely. It definitely is. You know, the scary thing, I think, for me when it comes to Group B and this whole lobby is just looking at how heavy the top of the leaderboards are. You know? Besides, obviously, we talked about Vitality enough. You just look even further on down. You got Aura, EA, Nongshim Red Force get a good game here. I mean, we could be looking tomorrow at 1 slot left. How insane is that?
Next 5 बोल देंगे तो फटाक से हो जाएगा.
It would be pretty nasty, I think, for a lot of these teams to look to try and close that sort of a distance. But again, it does rely on performance carrying over to tomorrow. So, I mean, for me, Vitality, they've already done so much today. They've almost guaranteed themselves a spot in the top 5.
Oh, it's done.
It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're going to be able to do tomorrow, right? Because a day like this can go to your head, and you've got to let cooler minds prevail. You've got to listen to your coaches, listen to the people around you, and don't get carried away. Sure, they're almost certainly going to the finals.
Yeah.
But for me, it's about how they're going to perform in the finals that I'm going to be watching for tomorrow.
You're right. Because, you know, this is the best practice you can get on the planet, you know, and the good thing when it comes to when you have such a ridiculous performance like Team Vitality, I mean, 88 points is literally enough for them to not show up tomorrow and still be top 5. Like, it's 100% they're in the finals, right?
Yeah.
So with that kind of performance, that gives you 6 matches tomorrow to fix any problem that you have going into the finals. And that's especially important for a team like Team Vitality, because when it came to PMGO Season 1 in their own home turf, they did solid when it came to the group stage, right? Group stage, they popped off. We thought that, oh man, come finals time, they're gonna really do something. And then finals, it wasn't really what they wanted to do, especially when they're at home, right? But now they're in Paris. They have the most ridiculous day out of all these teams here. Hopefully we don't see the same thing happen.
Hopefully not, 107 points was first place for 4 Thrives over in Group A. Vitality, they could do it here and now with a chicken dinner, just saying. They could break that century, they could surpass them with, you know, well, it would be difficult. It would be difficult, right?
Dude, that'd be wild, though.
It would need a 19 elimination chicken dinner. Wait, not even that. No, it would be a 9 elimination chicken dinner, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it? Yeah, I think it would be. So that's actually very doable for them. So if they win this match, it's very likely that they surpass 4 Thrive scoreline in first place from Group A over the 12 matches that they played. But that is a big if for Vitality to get another chicken dinner here. We did see our first casualty, I believe, of the match as Dopeness able to clock a shot over towards TT Project.
Lufa with the car, 98 too. Love to see some sniper action here. It's very rare these days with just how overpowered the M4 and shotgun meta is right now. But you know what? When it comes to military or when it comes to Miramar, right, we're going to possibly see some of that.
Yeah, over on the north side, we're on board with Alpha 7, who have got in and amongst it with Horror. I don't know how much they can stick around here. It doesn't look like they've got the weaponry to be dealing with this. Carrillo's only got an S12K.
What happened?
Kind of, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. They must have, I mean, they dropped out from the plane over towards the north side. Maybe they were just really slow on grabbing those vehicles and trying to get out west, which seemed to be their approach, but they've got stalled. They've stymied over in these Crater Fields locations, and it's not looking super good. They do need to get on towards El Pozo and probably get a little bit more loot, if we're honest.
Yeah, I thought that's exactly where they would be heading, straight in that direction. But now look at that. Look at the player cam there. You see that? That gyro just tapping away with that mini, making some great shots downrange, trying to catch Alpha 7 off, but it looks like they are going to be able to get away. So now Aura are still here, and this is why it's so important to have such a strong start in tournaments like this, because when you do, it just gives you so much more freedom to kind of have your way with the lobby and do maybe not even the best play, you know, but just you can afford it. You can afford to make mistakes here. Next zone about to pop. Let's see where it decides to go.
Ooh, okay.
The yoink all the way down south. Nongshim Red Force said, thank you very much.
Vitality?
We'll take that. Vitality said, muchos gracias. I am very, very happy about that one as well, as they're coming all the way up from Los Leones. That is how you do it.
Wow. I mean, that is actually a really big shift for Vitality. They are going to be kept safe from a lot of the teams descending from that north side. The bit that you have to worry about a little bit is sweeps from the west, right? So for instance, Alpha 7, Yangon Galacticos, maybe even Horror could rotate around that west side and try and cut in beneath them, but they have Los Leones to try and buffer any pushes coming from that east side. They might just want to get a little bit more central with it, but yeah, I think for Vitality, this is great news. And they're guaranteeing themselves probably at least a 4-point gain here.
That's
I think, which is pretty nice. 12 points for them would be needed to get to 100, break that century in a single day, which would be monumental. A real record breaker of a day. Woo! For the arena kicking us off with a huge match on Rondo and Vitality saying, hold my beer. We're going for more.
Yeah, let's make some moves here. What a crazy, crazy day here. Let's look at this, though. It's Hyunbin, the man, the myth, the legend, all by himself. He's got the DBS. He's got the stairs. He has to jump out. He hits the headshot and thirst. But he gets popped in the back on his way out. But hey, he said, I'm not going down without taking someone with me.
Hey, that looked real pretty. You know, he saw that nade come in and he was like, well, guess I gotta do it to him.
Yep.
Hops straight out, immediately puts him in the grave. The flush comes through. Knocks your Red Force. Yeah, I kind of like this decision to disengage. You don't need to commit. They have the buildings. Yeah. They have that defense. You've already lost your player. There's nothing for you there anymore.
Hey, just a quick little handshake. Just said, all right, hey, you know what?
1 for 1.
1 for 1. Good job. See you later. All right.
Ooh, he's got the MG3. Look at that. XZY.
He'll take that.
Don't want to risk it.
No, you don't. That's for sure. Man, it's so crazy that we see the plays that are happening out here as ETSH getting a run over. Players getting taken out on rotation. And I wonder if Team Vitality are going to get blessed here towards the end. Pass up 4 thrives, 2 crazy days in just 1 single day of matches. That is a huge thank you on the side. Actually, how do you say thank you in Indonesian again? Oh, is it Terima kasih, right?
That's it. Yeah, we were learning it whilst we were over there before. That's what they want to be saying towards the end. And right now, on the southeast side, they've got a really good spot on the west border of Los Leones to potentially hold this one out. I'm slightly worried about some of the buildings further out to their east. They might be vulnerable to that, but the next circle is going to be coming through fairly soon. The north side, definitely more chaotic. But it looks like that's where we're going. Okay, so Vitality, they get the circle once, and then it takes it back.
Yeah, so you know what? Okay, we'll get a little close to you, but you're going to still work for this one here. If you want to etch your name into PUBG Mobile history even further. But, you know, the one thing that happens when you have such a crazy performance like this, it really kind of puts a lot of expectations on your shoulder, right? So we hopefully will see Team Vitality keep the same energy, right? Not just going into tomorrow, but also going into the finals here. But who else is going to make it into the finals? That is the question. Wolves are saying, you know what? We don't want to get eliminated right here. They've pushed themselves up from the bottom to at least 11th place. That is a much more comfortable position to be in. They would love to rocket launch themselves at least into that top 5. And it is possible. I mean, top 5 from all the way down to 11th place, that's only, what, 9-point difference? That's pretty wild. So these leaderboards can definitely shake up here on that bottom mid-pack area. But Elementrix is forced to hit the laydown. Gonna try and edge it out here. Baton jumps on out the vehicle. He's hits the shimmies. He's dodging these shots. He's moving back and forth. Sky now starting to get some return fire on him, and he goes down.
He's burning him with a Disco Inferno there, dancing around those bullets. And there is nothing you can do about it. Sleepy will be on the chopping block there as well, and he will be put to bed. No fear of not living up to that name as he's turning tail and fleeing from the sight of that pack of wolves.
They were doing that dancing with wolves right there. We like to see that. But now we're going to see Alpha 7 getting mighty close to S2G. Carrillo ends up getting popped out the vehicle by Hemsuji. Guazao tries to get in the building, but S2G has a set play for them. Alpha 7 falling apart here. That's Revo eliminated. It's just Obscure. Last one up for A7. If we're going to see them in the finals, they're going to most likely have to make it happen tomorrow.
Something happened to Alpha 7 on this drop, Dukes. I mean, over on that north side, they got stuck in with Horror. They didn't seem to have much loot on board. They've been out in the blue for ages. Now they've slammed into S2G, broken their noses on the brick wall that met them. Obscure, trying to have to skirt through the alleyways around them, but now the Wolves are going to have firing lines onto him, and I don't think he's going to make it. The NA squad will be the ones to deal the death blow towards Alpha 7. The Wolves have problems of their own over towards the south side. on the Chumacera foothills. Now, over towards the rest of the circle. Things are a little bit more disparate now, a little bit more settled. Slightly worried in the south edge. I think Dopeness and Vitality is the engagement that's the closest to maybe happening, but even then, they're sat across the road from each other. Next circle, far less dramatic than the last two.
Far less dramatic than this whole dang day, dude. These zones have been toxic, and then finally it's just like, all right, time to relax, okay? Good old central zones here. Finally starting to play as predicted. Nongshim Red Force are dead center of this one. They're looking to have a good game. Yangon Galacticos are going to be holding that south side. E-Arena, craziest first match ever, and then really letting off the gas here towards the end of the day. Can they pick it back up? That's the question. Take a look at this replay here. Lupa, bang! That's what I like to see.
Beautiful. Scrubs him out of the game with a nice little headshot from Lufa.
Headshot.
Needs to pick that one back up. And you're right, we are seeing these snipers a lot more, and I for one, I'm here for it. Unfortunately, the Winchester doesn't seem to be amongst them, despite sounding the coolest of all of the weapons in the game. Tianba, they are trying to find a little slice near to Godlike. And Eagle wants to suppress the angle too, but that's going to be made all the harder by the third party from Vitality across the road to the east. In comes S2G as well from that northwest side, trying to move past, but Ida finding those shots. Amino will find one more knock over towards Tiamba, isolating them just to the longhouse now.
You're going to see shots ringing all over the place. The Wolves are starting to get beat up. That's QZZ getting knocked by Tiamba. There's fights happening everywhere. Eagle's going to go ahead and try to pick him up. Looks like he should be able to get that res. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Elementrix fighting it up with TT Project. Tries to get the shots through the window and gets denied. TT Project finally starting to put some points on the board. They were in the bottom three. Now in 12th place. Feeling a little bit more comfortable here, but they still got a long way to go.
There is still a lot of distance left on the track. Godlike with a pretty decent split on this compound, Dukes. This is going to be a tough position to try and get across towards, especially with Vitality holding out on your east side. The south approach is currently stymied by all of these teams trying to leave from Chumacera. It makes that ground pretty difficult to move around, not to mention Nongshim Red Force taking that compound that overlooks the approach. So for now, Godlike are big chilling.
Big chilling right now. 7th place, 27 points. A good win here will have them definitely kicking back and relaxing a little bit more than they would if they didn't. E-Arena really relying on that first game here. That was 39 points in one match. For the others, not being able to replicate even close to that kind of success. So they're still in 3rd place with 58. That's a great start, but teams are starting to catch up to them. Now 2 have already passed them. Lufa's got that Car 98. Come on, show it to me one more time. One more snipe.
That's all you want to see. That's all you want to see.
That's all I want to see. I mean, I want to hear the crowd start chanting, right? One more snipe. One more snipe.
K9, K9.
Yes.
Let's get it done. And then to send the bite to be as big as the bark on that. We've seen it a couple times. Maybe we'll be treated to it a couple more. But again, our team's now just waiting the next 5 seconds to find out where the next zone will be. Where is it going to go? It settles out to the east. This is right on the crossroads. This is good for Godlike. This is good for Vitality. Vitality are going to have Hustler Crew trying to put pressure on, but Hustler Crew don't need to get close just yet. It's the teams from Chumacera that I'm worried about. It's S2G, TT Project, E-Arena, and Yangon Galacticos. All of these 4 teams are going to have to figure out who's going to get the chance to try and move into the Mincer in the middle.
And it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. Yeah, Mincer's the right word, because we're going to see some teams get shredded trying to just find any kind of spot in this next circle. There is a little hillside that they're going to have to go to, but whoever takes that first is just going to get shot at from every single direction. Now we're going to look at Godlike, trying to find some cheeky little shots through the window, looking for the tiniest little pixel to shoot at. QZZ from Tianba, very happy to just share this real estate right now. They're dead center of the zone. They're saying, hey, Godlike, y'all are good. Look over there. We'll look over here, okay? And then once we get to the end game, we'll battle it out.
Absolutely. Happy to play in the
shadow.
shadow.
We're total full squad, by the way. Yeah.
Happy to play in the shadow of the bigger tree that is Godlike right now.
That's right.
They are cooling off in the shade for the time being after having taken some pretty heavy casualties.
Fight in the shade.
Yangon Galacticos on the western side. This is that western side difficult scenario that I was worried about. The arena, they were already down to 2 players alive, and Yangon Galacticos puts them one further out of the money. That's going to get flushed away, but Mana is down. Low HP on Smile, a little bit diminished. Can TT Project make anything happen? Because they are the ones to deal the final blow towards E-Arena, ending their day on 58 points.
Second and third place are gone. That is a huge, huge thing for this lobby. Nongshim Red Force are down 1. S2G is still in the mix, though, here. Meanwhile, TT Project, Yangon Galacticos battling it out back and forth. Romeo gonna have to make a play here. It's only him and Smile up for his team, throwing out some nades. That actually did a little bit of damage there, but now here comes S2G. They heard this fight happening. They want a piece of this action. They are starting to get peppered, though, from other teams. That's gonna be Nongshim Red Force. Ooh, Kamikaze trying to find a little bit of coverage by that hill, and he does find it.
I like this. I like this from S2G. They've read this fight is going to get a little bit stuck, and they're moving ahead of it. Instead of trying to get stuck straight in, they're prioritizing zone. They know that Nongshim have great oversight onto any position that they would third party from. So instead of going for the third party on the Yangon TT fight, they are going to go instead and put pressure on towards that Nongshim position. But maybe they should have had their eyes set over towards TT Project, because they are stepping over these hills. They are going to step towards Hansi, and they're going to take him down too.
Effect just blind shooting through that smoke, and it connects. He'll take that all day long. Meanwhile, Yangon Galacticos with 3 players up, going to try to find any space here. They're going to be driving right in between these 2 squads, but Nongshim Red Force was just waiting for them to start making that push.
Yeah, S2G, after losing a player, sent straight ahead and tried to get further into the zone. I feel like it's probably a good read here, but Nongshim Red Force now have bigger fish to fry, and they are cooking something awful. Ida trying to step forwards now. They've crashed onto the Tiamba position. The Shadow no longer danger-free location it once was, but another duo will take up the mantle, and both in purple.
That's QZZ getting eliminated there. Tiamba just not able to do what was expected of them at the start of day 1. But it's kind of hard to do when you got some squads going absolutely insane. Nongshim Red Force had the high ground, but this is at the edge of this circle. They're not going to be able to hold this position for much longer, but they can definitely get some serious eliminations here. Oh, almost catching Lost on the way to that tree, but he is able to find that little piece of coverage. Meanwhile, Romeo catching TT Project, Yangon Galacticos getting peppered. Zarek getting shot in his back. Fights going in all over the place here, and Nongshim Red Force looking to clean this up.
Yeah, 3 players now alive as Hyunbin does go down for Nongshim Red Force. TT Project full. They were able to do a lot of work into this last game, though, today. They got 9 eliminations there, pushed themselves up into 12th place. They should be happy with the performance they were able to find in the fighting from Kumasera. But now it's Nongshim to try and solidify themselves towards that top 5 in the fight with Yangon Galacticos, who they're trying to push out beneath them. If they go down, S2G have a door flung wide open for them.
Yeah, let's see right now, XEY with that MG3 shuts down Yangon Galacticos, and that's the 5th place team now out. So Nongshim Red Force, Vitality still in the mix when it comes to the top 5 teams. This is, again, a big opportunity for a squad, especially like S2G, to make something happen. And they got some good sight lines here.
I think this is a big opportunity for Godlike as well, right? On this position, they have got all 4 of their players. Etch is currently putting pressure on. Not too many other teams are going to be pushing towards this compound. Could potentially third party from Hustler Crew. But Etch making this crossing is going to be tough because, I mean, Nongshim Red Force, they've got a side swipe on the approach as well. Moving through this compound is going to be so difficult. The question is how many points are Godlike going to get for this hold? Because if Nongshim just take them all, that's a little bit of a drought.
Yeah, let's see. We're taking a look there at Godlike. How many eliminations are they going to get? They're going to have to fight out ETSH first, though. S-Power, he's got that nade. He's cooking it. Actually, no, he's just holding on to it. Waiting to see the approach from ETSH. But so far, nothing. This is both these teams are in the circle right now. And they know that if they do fight this, the chance of them getting third-partied is pretty high. So I'm not surprised to see them just play this a little slower for now.
I mean, you say it's pretty high. I feel like a full squad third-partying this is probably fairly unlikely. I mean, the most likely is Hustler Crew, but either are playing as a duo. Do they want to leave that longhouse? Probably not. I think it might just